Hey students, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Welcome to Math Ustad YouTube channel. In today's class, we'll be doing the complete, like the brief discussion related to the Oxford AQA International GCSE Mathematics, which code is 9260. So over here, most of the students will get confused that we are seeing from the Google. It's showing 8300. So 8300, it's code for mathematics inside UK. So take it, okay. So it's 8300, it's a code for the students who resides in UK. It's for the local students, but for the international students who are studying Oxford AQA outside the UK, they have to study GCSE mathematics and their code is 9260. Okay, so their code is not 8300, their code is 9260. 8300 is the code for the students who are living in UK. So in this class we'll be studying the specification, code, and everything you need to know related to the Oxford AQA. I researched a lot on the YouTube, but I couldn't find any video related to the complete, like the overview of Oxford AQA. So I decided to make one for the students who are looking for this guideline. So in today's class, we'll be doing, first of all, see, it's Oxford AQA. I just told you that the code is 9260. All right. So the code of the subject is, we are talking about the only subject, that is mathematics. We are not talking for the whole AQA GCSE, all of the subjects. We are only discussing maths over here in this class. Okay. So maths code is 9260. So over here there are two tiers. Like in IGCSE there are two tiers, core and extended. The same way in AQA mathematics there are also two tiers. The first one is the core tier and the next one is the extended tier, or you can say the extension tier. So over here we also have the two tiers. Okay, so each tier has two papers. Like the core students also has to give two papers, the extension students also have to give two papers. So the grading scale is from 1 till 9. So we'll discuss that what is the grading criteria for the core student and what is the grading scale of the extension students. And next, the study hours required for to pass GCSE mathematics is like 120 hours. Next we have its difficulty level, or you can say its exam are of linear base. So what does mean by linear? It means, let's say you got you got ungraded in any of the papers, so it means you cannot resit in the exam in any individual component. So if you want to give, you have to give the whole component. Like if you are fail in mathematics, you are ungraded in maths, so you have to give both of the components in the same year, same session. Like you cannot do like this, that the paper 1 you are giving in May June and this paper 2 you are giving in October November. You cannot do like this. You have to give this both of the components in the same session. Either you give in the October November or either you give in May June, it's totally up to you, but you have to give in the same session and you have to give both of the components. And what makes this qualification distinctive? Why like it's different from the O levels or IGCSE, or you can say the Pearson and Excel? Over here the topics are a bit like, you can say, the complex topic, or it leads more towards the A levels. So for example, if you are doing Oxford AQA, it means you are preparing yourself very well for your next journey. Like if you are pursuing if you want to take maths in A levels, so it means you have to, it's a very good choice for those students who are going to take maths in A levels. So Oxford AQA is very safe and very good option for those students. So yes, we do have add maths in, like you can say, IGCSE and in O levels, but this subject cover all of the things in only one subject. So Oxford AQA offer like the versatile range of the topic. So over here we'll discuss the exam structure, the paper pattern, the time and the marks. So if you see over here, there are total two tires, the tire core and the extended. In the core tire we are having two papers, paper 1C and paper 2C. Like we have two papers, paper 1C and paper 2C. Now most of the students get confused that there are three papers. No, there are two papers for the students who are going to give Oxford AQA outside UK. Yes, there are three papers for only those students who reside in UK. So they have to give like the three papers. Paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3. One paper is like the non-calculator paper and the other two papers are the calculator based paper. But the students who are going to give Oxford AQA GCSE Mathematics outside UK, they only have to give two papers, paper 1 and paper 2 for the core, and paper 1C and paper 2C. Okay, and paper 1E and paper 2E for those students who are willing to who are trying to gain good grades. All right, so if we talk about the duration in the core, both of the papers are like 1 hour and 30 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, and both of the papers are of 80 marks. Like in the core, total marks are 160. Like paper 1C is also of 80 marks, paper 2C is also of 80 marks, and the total marks are 160, and the total weightage for both of the papers is 50-50%. And the calculator is required for both of the papers, so it means you are allowed to use the calculator in both of the papers. Either you are in core tire, either you are in extension tire, doesn't matter, but you are allowed to use the calculator. All right, next, the grading system. The core offers you the grades from 1 till 5. Okay, so we'll discuss these grading system next in the brief in the detailed discussion, but on for till now we can only say like in core the grading system is from 1 till 5. The grading scale is from 1 till 5. And for extension, both of the papers, one paper is paper 1E and the paper 2 is paper 2E, and both of the papers are of 2 hours. Like paper 1E is also of 2 hours, paper 2E is also of 2 hours, so it means both of the papers give you 2 hours, and both of the papers are of 100 marks. So it means the total marks in extended for the extended student is not 160, it's 200, and the weightage is still same, 50-50% for 50% for 1E and 50% for the paper 2. And in both of the papers you are allowed to use a calculator. So sometimes students get confused that which topics we are going to give in like the core sorry, in the paper 1E, and which topics we are going to appear in paper 2A. So always remember, you always have to prepare all of the topics for both of the papers. It's very like it's not obvious, or we cannot say that which topic is belongs to which topic. Yeah, there are few topics that we can predict that this topic will come in paper 1E, paper 2E, but over here both of them are of the calculator base, so it's very tricky to predict that which topic will be tested in paper 1E and which will be tested in paper 2E. So it means you have to like prepare the whole topics for both of the papers. So in extension, the grades are from 4 till 9. 4 till 9. So 4 is the lowest grade and 9 is the highest grade. Over here, the 1 is the lowest grade and 5 is the highest grade. Yes, we'll discuss the grading in the detail in the next slide. If we see the core tires, I just told you that over here the total marks are 160. Both papers are equally weighted, like both of them are 50-50%. So time is 1 hour 30 minutes for each component. Like you can say paper 1 is also 1 hour 30 minutes. Paper 2 is also of 30 minutes for the core students I am talking about only. And both of them are of 80 marks. Question style is short, single mark item building up to multi-step problem. Like over here we are tested for like not complex question, easy question comparatively to the extended students. So targeted grades are 1 till 5 only, cannot access grade 6 and above. So it means over here the highest grade is 5. Even you are getting 80 out of 80, or you are getting 160 out of 160, so the maximum grade you can get is 5. You cannot get grade 6, 7, 8 or 9, anything. And if we talk about the extension tier, over here the total marks are 200, as I told you earlier. Both papers are equally weighted, like 50-50%, 2 hours for each component, 2 hours for each paper. Paper 1 E is also of 2 hours, paper 2 E is also of 2 hours, and both of them are of 100 marks. So same style, RAM demand, but reaching much further into pure maths calculus proofs. Over here the pure maths, the calculus is in, like you can say, in the extensive amount, so it means this is bit difficult as compared to the core. So over here the targeted grades are from 4 till 9 with a safety net allowed grade 3. Grade 3 is also a safe grade, but it's in the few cases, like, so always better to get the lowest grade, as always consider the 4 as the lowest grade. Okay, so over here we'll discuss that what does mean by that the Oxford AQA is a linear qualification. What does it mean? Linear qualification means student cannot resit individual papers. The whole qualification must be retaken if a resit is needed. So if a resit is needed, you cannot give like the individual paper, you have to give the whole qualification again. Exam run twice a year, May June and October November. There are 2 sessions. Students may only enter 1 tier per series, and both papers of that tier must be taken in the same series. So same session you have to give the both of the papers. Scientific calculator is only permitted, like only the simple scientific calculator. You are not allowed to use the graphical calculator or the calculator with the built-in symbolic algebra calculus. These calculators are banned. Only the scientific calculators are allowed. The graphical calculator or the calculator with built-in symbolic functions is not allowed. Next, the grading system explanation. So for the core students, the grade starts from 1 and ends at 5. So it means the core student cannot achieve grade 6 or above even with a perfect score. Even if they are getting like 160 out of 160, the maximum grade they can get is grade 5. The below grade is 1, that is equivalent to U, or you can say the ungraded, or you can say the unclassified, as we studied in O levels or IGCSE. So no certificate issued for the students who is getting grade 1. It means that is unclassified, so it means he has to resit in the paper again. Next, if we talk about the extended, the lowest grade is 4 and the highest grade is 9, but in the some cases the lowest grade is 3. So a candidate who just missed grade 4 is awarded an allowed grade 3. So the student who is just missing the grade 4 with the barest of margin, he has to he is awarded with the allowed grade 3, rather than being failed outright. The examiner gave you allowed grade 3. It means failing boundary, that boundary is U. So anything below that boundary will be considered fail. Yes, they only allow you grade 3 when the margin of the grades from grade 3 and grade 4 is very less, like of 1 mark or 2 mark difference. So then they can give you like the allowed grade 3, otherwise they don't give you. Next, rough equivalence for the students. As we know that the parents are not aware from this grading system, like from 1 till 9. Yes, they are aware from A star, A, B, C, D, E, F and G. So if we compare them, A star is basically 9. A star or A depends on the threshold. A star is exactly 9. A star or A sometimes get 8. A is 7, B is 6, B or C can also be 5, C is 4, D is 3, E is 2 and F and G is, like, these are the simple examples we can give, like, but 1 is like ungraded in core and 3 is ungraded in extended. Now, assessment objective in Oxford AQA Mathematics use only 2 assessment objective. It is simpler than the Cambridge one. Over here there are only 2 objectives, assessment objective. AO1 is recall and use knowledge of the prescribed content for routine and multi-step problems. AO2 is apply mathematical skills, knowledge and reasoning, solve problem including justification and proof, and to intercept, communicate, infer and deduce. So these are the assessment objectives in the Oxford AQ, but in like you can say the Cambridge, there are 3 assessment objective. So it means it's bit easy to cover like the topics. So over here the main topics are 4 main topics, 4 to 5 topics are main: number, algebra, geometry, Mayer's, probability, statistics. But yes, there are few subtopics between them, but the main topics are these. As in O levels and in IGCSE there are 9 main topics, the same way over here there are only 4 topics, but yes, there are all of the subtopics that were in O levels and IGCSE, they will also be tested in the Oxford AQA. So it means these 4 topics has like a lot of subtopics as well. Like algebra has coordinate geometry, number has like the surds, like these things. Okay, now over here we'll see that what is what core students has to study and what only like the extended student has to study. Ordering, integer, decimal, fraction and use of these sign. So both of the tier, doesn't matter you are doing the core tier or extension tier, you have to prepare all of these things: ordering, integer, decimal, fraction, like this. For operation is also will be tested in the both tiers: decimal, fraction, percentages. Inverse operation, order of operation including brackets, powers, roots, DMass rule, what mass rule, it will be tested in both of the tiers, core and extended both. Even, odd, prime numbers, factors, multiple, HCF, LCM will be tested in both of the tiers, index form. Positive integer with powers and roots, square root, cube root, and the powers of 2, 3, 4 and 5, like this. So these are the topics will be tested in both of the tiers. So just have a deep look on all of the topics. So if you want to take the screenshot, you can also take the screenshot. So these are the topics will be tested in both of the tier. Doesn't matter if you are going to appear in the core or extended. Yes, there are few topics that only tested in the extension. Like if you see algebraic arrangement, argument and equivalence, formal proofs, this only tested in extension only. And over here if we see gradient function like dy upon dx, differentiation, it's only tested in extended, not in core. So it means this topic is not included in core. Gradient of a function like the gradient of tangent, equation of tangent at a point, it is also tested in extended only. Using differentiation to find a stationary point, maximum, minimum or inflection point, or the sketching curves is also tested in extended only. Direct and inverse variation expressed algebraically, it is also tested in only extended. So for the geometry, so only geometrical reasoning and proof using standard theorem is tested in extended, otherwise all of the topics are also tested in the core as well. So over here length, area, volume of relationship in similar figure is also tested only in extension. Arc length, sector angle and areas is also tested only in extension. Sine rule, cosine rule and the area formula like 1 over 2 AB sine theta, so it's also tested in extended only. Vector notation, addition, subtraction, scalar, multiple, 2D vector, like these are the topics that only tested in extended, like not vectors, not matrices, 2 by 2 matrices, matrix transformations, combining transformation via matrix multiplication, it is also tested only in extended, not in core. And if we see the statistics and probability, comparing distribution and making inference, correlation, these topics are also tested in extended only. Understanding variability of repeated experiments, sample size and reliable of estimates. And then we have Venn diagram to calculate probabilities, conditional probabilities, these are also tested in extended only. So these are the formulas, like in the O levels and IGCSE we are given with the formula sheet, but over here you have to memorize all of the formulas. Over here we are not be entertained with the formula sheet, so it means you have to learn all of the important formulas for the both of the papers. So this is the basic difference between Oxford AQA and GCSE. And the students who are willing to take this file, just drop a WhatsApp message to me at this number, and they can get the file from me with free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. So just drop a WhatsApp message over here, and if you cannot WhatsApp me, just drop a email over here. Or you can also text me on Insta, Omaraj 0. Oh, okay, so just use these two ways. Okay, so that was it. Hope you understand everything related to the Oxford AQA GCSE Mathematics 9260. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please do it. So inshallah, from the next week I'll be starting the cla- uh, topical clarification of all of the topics of Oxford AQA, inshallah. So take care. Allah Hafiz.